That's our victim right there. I love working in water. It's my favorite thing. We are here to bypass a board. I'm gonna explain a little bit about scenarios where this is acceptable. In this case, we're bypassing a defrost board. You always wanna be planning for worst case scenarios. So it's like, hey, when do defrost boards kick on? Typically, like sub 35 degree weather, defrost boards kick on, but really it can happen if the unit's kind of out of whack too. Around like maybe 40 degrees. Oh man. We did some wonky shit, didn't we? What did we do, Alex? Alex was here. He did some really ghetto bullshit with these wires because I think he got a little bit confused. It's okay, that's why I'm here. But whenever you bypass a board, you want to make sure you're only removing the function that does not matter. So in our case, this is a retail building in a mall. We don't ever, I mean, it's like, are there going to be scenarios in San Diego in the next, potentially the next year, 10 years, 20 years, where a defrost cycle will be needed? Sure. What is the coldest time of day? It's gonna be like shortly before sunrise because the sun's not heating up the earth yet. So if we're assuming, hey, defrost cycles happen at the coldest time of day, that's gonna be like 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. But in San Diego, all these places shut their heat down overnight. So if we're looking forward and saying, hey, these people may not lease this space forever, yeah, that's true. But this mall is shut down from, I think, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. or 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. They're completely closed off. And so the chance of this thing ever really hitting a defrost cycle is like next to zero, if I'm being honest. I mean, we're like November right now and it's like I'm fucking sweating. So anyway, so what we want to do, sometimes you can just look at it and tell exactly which wire does what, but in this case we have our wiring diagram, which I cleaned off the little section with the defrost, and it's kind of hard to read, but we've got our R and C for the board. We can get rid of those because we don't need this board powered anymore. We've got our W2, which we don't need because we don't have a auxiliary heat. We've got our Y, and so here's our Y wire, and our Y wire, so yellow, comes in as Y, and then it goes through our pressure switches, low pressure switch, high pressure switch, and to T1, and then pops out as T2 going to the contactor. And then it also is in charge of our reversing valve. And so besides that, we don't need anything else on this board, okay, unless we want a defrost cycle. So what we're gonna do is we're going to take this yellow and we are going to connect it directly to this right here, this blue wire. And then that should go through our switches. Then we're gonna connect T1 to T2. That way it knows to turn the contactor on, assuming it goes through the switches. And then we're going to connect O to O and C to C. And that's how we're gonna bypass this board. Yeah, you see Alex did some ghetto shit. So this guy was there. Oh, the only other thing that we got going on is our condenser fan motor. Since we are not using this board at all, we are going to want to just hook the condenser fan motor directly to the contactor. Here's our wire. This was here. And so this is our incoming stuff. So remember, this white one, we do not need at all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it, we'll cut it here so that we don't have an issue identifying it later. I guess, yeah, I'm okay cutting all of these because they're either gonna get capped or used, and they'll just all be cut here. So this is for our pressure switches. So our yellow wire needs to hook up directly to one of these. Doesn't matter which one because they're just in and out. They both go through the same little loop to right here. All right. So this is our new, I know this is ghetto. Okay, this is kind of name of the game once you get what I'm saying. I don't know why the G wire is disconnected, but we are going to hook this back up to itself, and then we'll verify inside that the G wire is wired up. So our G wire is wired. We've got this other wire harness, and if we remember, like I said, I don't know what the fuck. Alex went a little bit crazy over here. So what we're seeing from Alex is how to not bypass a board, because we eliminated our high pressure switch and our low pressure switch, and we lost heat functionality. It was the very end of a long hot summer day when he was out here. He was probably just completely burnt out, and sometimes that's what happens if you wait for emergency scenario to take care of your HVAC, as your tech shows up and it's you don't get the best work done. So it's like, if you know you got a problem, and you know that you're gonna have to get it taken care of, I would encourage anybody watching this to get it taken care of before before everyone is taking care of stuff, because if everybody seems to call on the same days, and then they end up with wondering why they didn't get good work done at their place. But we're coming back. This is a free visit for us, not charging for this. T1 to T2, which is the blue wire coming out of that other harness. So we need to take the other one of that blue one, connect it to this blue one coming out of the harness. So this blue one, this one, to this blue one, this guy. We've got this is our Y circuit right here. This is all that the board is doing, except they're doing it through the board, and we're just doing it without the board. There we go. So now we've got our contactor stuff all hooked up. Not my prettiest work, but it'll do. And then from our thermostat, we've got this is gonna be our O wire. How the fuck did Alex disconnect this? Alex was having a bad day when he did this. I have no idea what the fuck he was doing. We shouldn't need this R wire. This can just get capped. This is just, the only purpose of this R wire is gonna be to power our defrost board. So this can just get cut and capped. This one's the same. We don't need an auxiliary heat wire anymore. Okay, well, we never needed an auxiliary heat wire because we didn't have it. If there was auxiliary heat, we'd see it here, and we don't. So something that you can add. So let's cap this guy. We've got our orange wire. This orange wire is just coming directly from here, and we're gonna wire it. I guess we can just cut out. No, we'll leave it orange to prevent confusion. Orange to black. So that way, if someone pulls this out, it's still an orange wire, but then we'll hook it up to this black wire. And these are our reversing valve wires, remember? So we will still have both heat and cool function if we do this right. And then we've got common and common. There we go, both brown, look at that. This is done. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go inside and look at the thermostat real quick and make sure the thermostat wire has its G wire hooked up. And then this should be bypassed. The board should be oh, wait, we got this guy still. I think it's this guy. It's kind of color coded usually, and you can't really rely on color coding, but like you see it's red here and red there and blue here and blue there. So what you can kind of do is say, hey, I'm assuming that this is the same wire. We can pull, if we pull up here, we should see it shortening. Yep, see, look at that. Then if we pull on this guy, we should see, look at that. There we go. So if we just take this guy and disconnect it, you little bitch. There we go. And then we've got this guy. Now we can take this guy and put it there. And this is now bypassed. That's we'll save those jumpers for ourselves. Honestly, I like saving these guys. And then this isn't even doing anything. This is not powered. That's just a open close switch to tell it when to turn into defrost mode. I have no idea. This is economizer stuff, and our economizer is not hooked up. All right, let's go look inside and see if it's all done right in there. Look at that. Look at that. We are running in cool. This pipe is sweating. We can't actually check pressures very good on this guy. The suction Cormax thing is fucked up. I got some zip ties, and we're gonna zip tie some of these wires after we check the heat real quick. I did confirm that the wiring matches up. So yeah, look at that. Easy peasy. We are waiting for the heat to kick on. I guess while I'm right here, what I want to say is, like, when is it okay to bypass boards? I don't know if I think I've said this already, but if you know that the function of the board, if you can retain all the functions necessary, well, sometimes you can eliminate boards that really do almost nothing. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, if you are bypassing a board, you better be 100% confident that whatever you're bypassing, in this case the defrost, is really not that important in the scenario where you're bypassing it. Like, none of these units should ever need defrost on this roof. You know, there's a worst case scenario where maybe there's some late night inventory and the heat doesn't work, but like, actually no, because it'd have to be early morning. No one's gonna ever be here at 5 in the morning. So, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, I know there's gonna be some people who say, oh, you should never do this, and really, that's probably the correct thing to say. But, and yeah, as long as you retain all other functions of the board that are important in your scenario, bypassing the board in this manner, really the only board I can think of that this is important, or that you could do this with, is a defrost board. Only time that I would do this in is either if A, the system's out of warranty and they don't care, or B, it's commercial and they're not going to use it at night. In this case, this unit was produced in the 8th week of 2015. So it's out of warranty regardless. Commercial parts warranty is like 5 years. So it's outside of warranty. Customer doesn't care. So it's okay to do it. But if you've got a board that you don't know what it does, absolutely do not bypass it, because you could be taking out some safeties that are sometimes there just for the system, but sometimes they're there for you or the people in the occupied space. So do not bypass a board if you do not know what it is. In this case, we're just going over how to bypass a defrost board, and in our case here, the defrost will never get used except in extremely unlikely scenarios on the coldest day on record of the last 60 plus years. So I think the last time it snowed in San Diego was in the 60s is what they say, but we've never got below like maybe 38
and probably below 40 in coastal scenarios since I've been here. Once you get a little bit more inland, sometimes the temperature can dip into the mid 30s or even below freezing, even in San Diego County. But we are right by the coast, and the temperature is cooler in the winter over here, or cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter than inland San Diego County. So cool, sweet. I think that's it. Bam, almost factory.